Welcome to another episode of Puro Pinche Sports. Wait a minute, hold on. Am I doing this correctly, Art? Am I not hyping up the episodes I should? Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I know that hurt your ears.
Yeah, it did, man. It did. It was too loud. Nah, I'm joking.
I am your host, Jose Garza. That is my boy Arturo Ibarra. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How you been? How you holding up?
tough week. But let's not get into that part. Let's stick to straight up some sports, some puro pinche sports, because that's what we're here for. None of that therapy shit today. But
Did your
anywho,
Patriots win?
shut the fuck up. They scored more points than your damn Bears. That's all I know.
Hey, I have nothing good to say about that. I don't like Dalton. You know about that.
Well, I mean, the Dalton didn't play good. The defense didn't play good. You know, that's what it is. But anyways, we'll get to it in just a bit. Whew. As you know, fans, football is back. Last Thursday, we had a showdown between the Cowboys, between the Buccaneers, the Super Bowl champions, the defending champions, the reigning champions. Tom Brady, the GOAT. You got Gronk, possibly the best tight end ever, along with Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin versus Dak Prescott, Dakota Prescott with Amari Cooper, Zeke, still in Cabo apparently for where his stats came up on freaking Thursday. But anyways, give me your quick thoughts, because that was a fantastic game to start the season. And it's not like we have any, we're placing any bets on any teams. We're fans of football, and we don't have, none of our teams are on there, but man, what a game. Talk to us about it.
No, man, it was a great start to football season. I was just excited to see some people throw the ball around, we saw, what we saw, that's what I expected. I expected Tom Brady to go out there, throw the ball, and he looked great. I mean, a lot of people were doubting him. He looked great. And then the same thing with Dak. He did not seem scared on playing in that wishbone on his leg. Like he was throwing, and Amari Cooper looked great also. CeeDee Lamb. And the Seahawks did not look bad. It's just they were not going to run the ball. They knew that if they ran the ball, they weren't going to win the game. So they got close. It was going back to back. But as you know, as you love your beloved Tom Brady, as soon as he knows he's on that bench of losing, it's clutch.
But
he's clutch. He's a GOAT.
But really, was there even a threat with him losing? Let's be honest, bro. I know fans are out there saying, yeah, he was about to take the L. It's over. You got celebrities, YouTubers on social media it's over. Cowboys about to win it all with a minute 24 left, and I'm just like,
nah. They could have lost it. They could have lost that game. Was it something that we would have expected? Probably not. It would have been an upset, but I don't think the Bucs expected the Cowboys to play the way they did. Yeah. And I think that's what really caught them off guard. It's hey, you guys were trash last year. This year you came up with okay, let's make a point. We're not the same Cowboys from last season, which they did. So for them to almost beat the Super Bowl contenders, hey, it was great.
Replace our champions.
Yeah. My bad.
Okay, get right. Anyways, yeah, man. It was a fantastic showdown, even on the Cowboys' part. Dak Prescott balled out, 58 passes thrown for the game, and just 42 completed. For 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. What a performance by Dak Prescott, especially coming back, especially after, if you watch Hard Knocks, the struggles he had during training camp, not really being able to practice because of a shoulder strain. With a really rare injury. Art, overall, man, I think the defense showed that they are not scary, but they're better. I think that's the main thing I noticed, is that they got a little bit better. Michael Parsons isn't Rookie of the Year yet. That's going to be a tough team to really show your, everything out there. But they did a good job, I think, for the most part. They caused a fumble. A bad pass, not a bad pass. I say bad hands by Mr. Fournette, causing there's a lot of turnovers. Godwin, that ball got punched out. I mean, the thing that the Cowboys have been struggling for years, not just last year, but for years, is getting the turnovers, getting the ball back from their opponents and creating something for the offense. Art, give me your thoughts on the Cowboys defense.
No, they look great. Like I said, we weren't. I wasn't expecting, the Bucks weren't expecting for the Cowboys to play the way they did, and I feel that they stopped the run. They didn't let the running backs do anything, the same way as the Bucks didn't let Zeke do anything. So yes, Debo was great. I mean, he had that one pass and then he just took it all the way home. We didn't see a lot of Evans, but yet again, there's a lot of mouths to feed in that offense. So I'm not saying Evans is bad, but yet again, you have Chris Godwin, you have
Well, quick sec on that. I think the problem is that many people, like, if you're even if you're like fantasy owners, you're really like stressed out about how Evans performed. I think it's more focused on the defense respected Evans. They double teamed him a lot. They stayed on him because they know how much of a threat he is.
Yeah.
At that point, if you're going to focus on him, the other weapons are going to be open. Antonio Brown, Gronkowski, Godwin, Fournette caught some passes. I mean, it's just going to happen. That's just the way the formula goes sometimes, is that if you're going to focus on one dude or maybe two, other ones are going to be wide open. And that's what makes Tampa Bay's offense so dangerous.
Yep.
You got to give it ups to their offensive and the defensive coordinators. They prepared their guys really well. Now, the defense, the Buccaneers defense, they're going to get chewed out because they allowed so many, passes from Dak. They allowed the game to be as close as it was. But overall, just a fantastic showdown. Any final thoughts on the game?
No, it was great. I'm excited. Well, actually, I'm not excited to see the Bucks Atlanta, but hey, it may be a blowout. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Falcons have a better defense that they had the first week.
Bro, if that defense ass, front seven, back four, all just god awful. That Falcons, bro.
Their O-line and their defense is just, it's great. It's the greatest team to play against.
Man, jeez. I mean, that poor Calvin Ridley, poor Kyle Pitts are not going to get much of a showdown for their part, on their stats because of shit like this. But it is what it is. Atlanta, good luck to you. Cowboys, I don't remember who they have next week, but overall, I think this game proved that they are a playoff contending team, and who knows? Maybe Dak Prescott's words will come to fruition. He will see Tom Brady in the playoffs. But then again, the last Cowboy quarterback to say that was Tony Romo, and we never saw him play football again. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, moving on, Art. We got 5 rookie quarterbacks drafted in the 2021 NFL Draft. And man, some of them balled, some of them didn't, and some hardly showed up because their coaches are stupid as fuck. Let's start with the number 1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence. Give me your thoughts on his performance on Sunday.
It's Bruce Arians, right? The one that runs the offense right now.
You said Bruce Arians? You mean Urban Meyer?
No, Urban Meyer is the one that.
You're thinking Tampa still.
I mean, that's their offense. They're running it as if it's a college football game, and that's not what it is. You can't. The speed of the NFL is different. He's not used to the speed of the NFL. And you can tell, I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. He has place to grow, but I don't think he's going to do what Herbert did last year. If that's a good comparison. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to do what Herbert did last year and what he's doing this year. Herbert's a good quarterback, but Trevor Lawrence, I'm just like, hey, like, it's great, but I don't know. He was just it just wasn't the Trevor Lawrence that we're used to.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's their first year together. I get it, but I mean, unlike last year, there is no excuses, right? You had a training camp. You have one of the best college head coaches out there, along with a guy who had, before this game on Sunday against the Texans, had never lost a regular season game, not in high school, not in college, undefeated the whole way. So this is his first L in a regular season. I mean, humbled is right. I don't know if maybe he believed his own hype. I know in interviews he was confident, but he wasn't trying to be braggadocious or anything like that. But I don't know if I agree honestly with the comment Alex said. He's on the chat tonight, guys. I don't know if I agree with that. Those receivers are, they know how to play. They know, but it's sometimes the timing. I think for Trevor, like I think his timing was off with them.
Well, who's the
Um,
captain? That's the question. Who was the leader of that team? It seemed that they didn't have a leader to lead them and say, okay, this is what we need, and that's his job. The QB is supposed to be the leader, and he didn't. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't show up there. Yes, he's a great player. I'm not downing him or anything. He still has room to grow. It's week one,
yeah.
but it just seems that they were all over the place.
See, we can say it's just week one, but this is also the art coming from the last episode. Me and you had said the Texans were going to go winless. We said they were going to go 0-17, so we were giving Jags at least a little bit of props to be like, hey, they don't have Deshaun Watson now. They have a new head coach themselves. They have a lot of turmoil going on in that organization. They've been bashed left and right. Everybody's been wanting to leave Houston in general. James Harden left. The Astros are cheaters, so everybody hates them except for Astro fans clearly. And now the Texans, Deshaun Watson wants out because too much drama and the organization sucks. And of course, he has his own legal issues. He has to come back first before he sees the field again. But anyways, I mean, God, everything was against the Texans, and this is everything for Trevor Lawrence to show up. And he threw picks. They scored what 34, 37 points on them. So it didn't look good. I mean, yeah, he has a strong arm, and I do think he'll be better. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think he'll do much better later on. But it's just what a shitty performance to start your debut.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yet again, we saw that from the beginning. They drafted him number one, and then after that, they went with a running back,
Who's
just to
not
keep
hurt?
him up. Exactly, who's out, and pretty much it's like, okay, where's your line? He doesn't have a line. They're not going to protect him, so he may run the risk of having the Joe Burrow season of last year. And I'm not saying his stat season. I'm just saying the hurt season. That could happen if he's not protected.
Yeah, and I'll say this: shout out to Tyrod Taylor, shout out to Mark Ingram, a lot of old heads over there who have been doubted, for so long, and now they're coming together and they played good. I'll say that they'll play good. They're definitely not going to go winless as I predicted and you predicted. So let's move on to the next QB, the one that got drafted second overall, Zach Wilson. His Jets, they balled out. Not really against the Panthers. I mean, let's be honest. The Panthers freaking, so with Sam Darnold, the former Jets QB, they looked pretty good. The defense looked good. The offense looked all right. It wasn't like it looked really good. All right, let me ask you this. Did the Jets make a mistake on getting rid of Sam Darnold, or was he just in a bad organization overall?
I mean, the Jets have a whole new system today, so Darnold needed to be out of there, just like a lot of other players from the Jets. They just need to leave to be better and have their head clears out. So I believe that now that the Jets have a new organization and everything, new head coach, they may do well. Like, they're gonna be a good team. They're gonna put up a fight. However, yet again, their O-line sucks. They can't do anything with the run. They have Elijah Moore. They have Corey Davis. They're gonna have what's his name, Crowder back. So yes, they have the weapons, and they have a good quarterback. I like the quarterback pick that they did for this season for this team. But without an O-line, hey, what's the point of it?
I think he was pressured like almost every play, like 51 plays he was pressured, and he was sacked 6 times. So Zach Wilson did not have a fun Sunday. It's great that he was number 2 overall pick, but man, he was swarmed the whole game. And I mean, he threw for 2 touchdowns. He did throw a pick there, but Sam Darnold was the one that came out looking good, throwing for 279, getting a touchdown in there. He just looked comfortable. And then when you got guys like Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore, I mean, it's like you can't miss almost on offense. And I'm not saying like their defense is back to what it was like in 2016, 2017, but it's good. It definitely brought in the pressure, and I look forward to what they do in the next few games. Any final thoughts on either Darnold or Wilson? I know we're talking about the rookie class, but I mean, any thoughts on the other side?
Darnold looked great. Yet again, it is against the Jets. It was his revenge game.
Everybody listening against the
So
Jets.
they're playing.
The Jets play the Pats next, in case you're wondering. So the
So we'll
Pats should
see.
run over them. You should.
No, the Pats are going to play the Jets, right?
Yeah, the Pats should run over the Jets. So,
The Panthers are going to play the Saints.
and
So
that's
we'll
gonna be
see.
that's a real good test for both teams. And we'll
That's
talk
going to be, yeah.
and we'll talk about
Because
the Saints in a little bit. We'll talk about them in just a bit. They're definitely going to be on here, especially after the events
the
of their
blowout,
game. Yeah. So
the
going on.
last dance.
So let's go on to pretty much the next two picks. I'll start with the number 3 pick, Trey Lance. Didn't see the field much. He didn't start the game. It was definitely still the Jimmy G show, but Trey Lance threw a touchdown. What were your thoughts on that? They brought him in for that scheme, and then he got the touchdown passing.
I mean, it's a great scheme, and I'm just gonna jump back to the Bears quarterback too. You know, they did it the same. They were like, hey, let's give the rookies their first quarterback on week 1. Let's all do that. Let's all be a big NFL family and do that. But it's the 49ers offense. We don't know what they're gonna throw at the team. I mean, they should have won that game, and the Lions came back. And
No. The Niners did win. The Niners did win.
No, I know. But the
Oh.
Lions came back, and I wish that the Lions would have won that just to teach the 49ers, hey, you have a great offense. You have Brandon Ayuk, you have Debo, you have Kittle, and like you have all your running backs. I know Mostert got hurt, man. That's disappointing, but it's like you have a great offense. You have a good defense.
The discipline wasn't there.
I just feel like overall, this whole week 1, it was like all over the place. We saw a bunch of disappointments. Everyone was like the elite teams that were playing like trash.
Yeah.
So I feel like this week 2 is going to be better for some of those teams, or it's going to be like a wake-up call. But, hey, I'm glad that Trey Lance looked good. They're not going to play him right off the bat. Garoppolo's still in.
Is Jimmy G going to stick to being the starting quarterback until he loses? Or what do you think is going to change Shanahan's mindset to, like, you know what, it's time to start the rook?
I think it's going to be similar to what he said about Brandon Ayuk and what he said about Sermon, that they need to play like pros before they're allowed to be the lead or the number 1 on that position.
Ayuk is hurt right now, so I mean it's not really much he can do. He's hurt. So Debo Samuel's balling out. Debo Samuel's the one that's going to be balling out. But yeah, I mean I think overall, personally myself, I'll say that Trey Lance looked good. He felt comfortable for the small plays he was in. He wasn't there for much. He was there for just a little bit. I don't like the idea of them trying to do the Saints game plan, you know, the whole Taysom Hill stuff. It's just, I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to be confusing, but you know,
they're trying to put a Matt Nagy. They're trying to be the magician.
Matt Nagy can't freaking. He made you know Mitchell Trubisky disappear, and he's gonna make the whole damn Chicago Bears opportunity in the playoffs disappear. Alex says Jimmy G should stay at QB1. I mean, I tend to agree until he does it. Let's be honest, guys. He was just at the Super Bowl 2 years ago. It ain't like something
he's
like
not QB.
You know, no. He's disciplined enough to like keep the job for as long as he can get you there. Like, I mean, you have the 49ers going to the Super Bowl. I don't know. When you said that pick, I didn't ask you. Was that a Trey Lance led QB team or is that Jimmy G?
I think Jimmy G is gonna go most of the season. Like, and it's just the same thing. If he loses or if he starts losing games, then okay, then they'll start putting Trey Lance. But I don't think Trey Lance is as mature in the NFL as he should be yet to be played. Like, he still has more room to improvement on his like middle to short passes. Yes, he has an arm and everything, but his accuracy in the short pass, that's why they're not playing him right now. So yes, the San Francisco have the weapons. Yet again, I trust Jimmy G better than I would trust Trey Lance at this moment.
Yeah, I mean Jimmy G should still be on there. I think that for security purposes, he's there just to be, you know, in case something happens. Because unfortunately, Jimmy G's downfall is also he's injury prone.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. It's hard, and I love the team. And look, man, they almost got their ass whooped. I mean, what a scary last like 3 minutes of game time. It's just for them to allow the shit that happened, onside kicks, recovery, freaking what a mess. I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. Watching that on Red Zone and just watching how fun it was, like just almost a comeback. Like, bro, you're up by like what?
They were up by
31
20,
10,
30 points.
31-10 at one point, and then you score 10 points and you allow them to score 23
Yeah.
or 22. Like, damn, man. Like, y'all, 49ers defense, they got their ass chewed out. And special teams, because that's not good.
Yeah.
Well, wishes for prayers up for Raheem Mostert. And Alex is right. Tough division for starting a rookie, especially Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks. Whew. Thoroughbreds out there, man. All right, let's go to the next one. We'll talk about your QB. Let's talk about Alex's QB, the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields. You similar like Trey Lance, but worse. I mean, God, like it was just like you throw him out there, and you did what?
So the plays that, and I don't remember really well, but I believe the plays that Fields was out there, he made his completions.
Mm-hmm.
And he put that touchdown in. So it's like, okay, you're playing a Rams offense that you have Ramsey and Gordon just on your ass the whole game. Ramsey was going from one side of the field to the other. He was just playing out. He was like, okay, I'm going to take out Mooney. I'm going to take out Robinson. I'm going to take Montgomery. He's like, he didn't care what position he was playing. He was just all over the place. Dalton,
CB, that's cornerback.
He was just not like Andy Dalton can't read the plays. Like, I'm not saying I'm not him. I'm not, like I said, I don't know what his training goes through, but he cannot pick out the plays. And it seemed that that Fields was able to, okay, they're going to do this. I'm going to try to run out. Like, he was able to evade the sacks, or he was able to evade and move out of the pocket and, and create something out of it. But what Nagy's doing, man, like I don't think he's going to be the coach next year. I think that's it. And I don't know if he's even going to make it the whole season. Like, I know they have a new defensive coordinator right now with the Bears. Their corners suck for defense. Yes, their defensive line is great. Yes, we have Mack and we have Akiem Hicks, and hey, we're great at putting pressure on the quarterback, and we're going to see that this coming week against the Bengals. They're going to put pressure. Mm-hmm. But what they're going to beat us is on those long throws from Burrow and connecting with Jamar Chase. That's what they're going to take that. T. Higgins, that's another one that I know they're going to go out. But I don't know about Nagy. I don't think Nagy's going to last there anymore, any longer, especially if he keeps this going. I know this coming game against Cincinnati, the Bears may win it. They're calling it a win. Yet again, Andy Dalton seems to choke whenever he's in pressure. And if they decide to put Justin Fields in, okay, then yes, we have a chance. But then yet again, the third game on week 3, they're going to put Andy Dalton again. He's going to be the starter. So I feel like Justin Fields is just like we're in a crunch. Let's just put our rookie quarterback to give us some momentum, and then let's put Andy Dalton again in. That's the way that it fell in the game. And that was stupid.
He threw for 2 passes, 10 yards, and then he ran in for a touchdown. You're absolutely right. It's just awful, man. I mean, what are you doing? Like, this is your young guy that you jumped up the draft to make sure teams like New England didn't get him. There was another team, I forgot who it was, that was right there. I think maybe was it Denver? No, Denver passed. Anyways, you had jumped over teams to get him, and you're because you kept your word with the guy who hasn't been relevant since his playoff elimination against the Steelers, where his own freaking defensive players got themselves kicked out the game or stupid penalizations and stuff like that. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is just awful.
Yeah.
And Alex makes a good point. Andy Dalton didn't play well. Actually, no, he's saying different than you. He says he didn't play bad, played all right. But let's be real. Having Fields on the field What's the defense more on edge defending the run and pass? It's true. I mean, think about it. Think about the ways that Lamar Jackson when he came in, or fuck it, Taylor Heineke last year with the fucking playoffs. You put guys that people don't have, reads on, they don't know shit about him. He might do things that just, blows their mind and they can't, catch up,
Yep.
up with. And sometimes it happens. And sometimes you have also the negative results. You have the Trevor Lawrence where, he starts out there and you get the best of him. But you got to throw the rookies in, especially if you think that this is your future. If you
Right,
know.
no. And Dalton, like Alex said, Dalton did not look bad. I mean, he looked good. I mean, he looked like he looked like Dalton, but like he didn't look bad like he did with the Cowboys. Like he stayed in the pocket and he made good throws. Like I'll give him that to him. Like he was great in that sense. Like he looked better than what he did last season and what he did 2 seasons ago. But yet again, it is Dalton. And as soon as pressure would come in, he would just throw the ball out. And that's the thing. Like if he can't read that defense, he would just throw the ball. He's like, whatever, I'm just gonna throw it out. I'm gonna check it out. And it's him getting into that pressure.
Just bro, like Nagy, like do you want a job? Do you want to keep this job? I mean, it's like the Bears have a history, bro. Like they're good. Like regardless of the one chip they have, like the Bears have a legacy, and you're gonna blow it because you made a promise to a guy that's
a 1-year deal,
as good as Joe Flacco. Let's be honest. Like Joe Flacco could probably do the same things Andy Dalton does right now, maybe a little worse. I don't know, but I just don't think that Dalton is equal or even better than Fields is right now. And there's such a ceiling for Fields to like rise and get better. And yeah, I mean he'll take his time. Honestly, I got the Bengals this week. I got the Bengals beating the Bears. It's just I don't trust.
I don't blame you.
I don't trust the Bears system right now, and it has to do with that. And plus the way the Bengals came out. The Bengals came out really well against the Vikings, and I think that the fact that they forced it to overtime and then they freaking won it. They were leading that game for the most part, and then they won it. It just shows you that they want it more. They're hungry, and even though they still have a shitty O-line, they're still trusting the rookie quarterback to move forward. Chicago's not doing that. People are saying, "Oh, this is Dalton's revenge game." Dalton had a revenge game last year. He can have a revenge game whenever he fucking wants against the Bengals. But the thing is, he's not better. He's not better than Fields.
Nope.
So, I mean, I'm looking forward to week 2. Obviously, some interesting matchups. This is definitely one of them. But Justin Fields needs to be out there more. Let me ask you this, Art: how many games will it take right now after week 1 for you to see Justin Fields on the field? What do you think the coaching staff will do?
So initially, I had said it was going to be 3 to 4 games for them to put Fields in.
Okay.
Looking at their schedule right now, and let's see. So
if they start 0-2 or 0-3, I think it's time.
No, I don't think they will.
Do you think they're going to be stubborn as hell about it?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
That's what disappoints me a little bit. They're gonna, if they lose this Bengals game. Here's the thing: if they win this game with Andy Dalton, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna keep Andy Dalton against the Browns. They're gonna keep him against the Lions, and they're gonna keep him against the Raiders. On the Packers game, he will be the starter and he will lose. And then they're gonna start him against the Bucs again, and he will lose again. And they're gonna put Justin Fields around the 49ers game.
What are your thoughts on what Alex said right there? Going for 4th down in the beginning of the game was a head scratcher.
It's just, yet again, it's Nagy. Nagy's trying to. So don't get me wrong. The first season that Nagy was on the team, he was pulling out some plays that it's like, okay, it's the old Bears, playbook. That's what made them to the
RPOs.
Yeah, they that's what got them to be a contender, to be into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the only reason why they lost is because of the kicker. Like, hey, that's too bad. It got blocked. But he's trying to, if he wants to do that, then he needs to put Fields again. Fields is going to give him that possibility of making that crazy playbook that the 49ers similarly do. But with Dalton does not have the possibility of doing that. He doesn't play like that. It would be like putting Justin Fields with the Patriots, and we talked about this. If Justin Fields was with the Patriots, he wouldn't fit the Bill Belichick playbook. That was Dalton. I'm not saying he wouldn't be bad. I'm just saying like he just wouldn't fit that gameplay. And I feel Nagy's gameplay is similar to what he wants to do, is more like magician, more like, okay, let's keep the defense running. Let's do similar what Baltimore does with the ball. So Dalton is not the player for that. Dalton was not. Nick Foles was not. Trubisky was, but they just didn't give him the chance for it. He went to the Bills and he did that. So like I said, if they win this game against the Bengals, they're going to keep Andy Dalton until probably 1, 2, 3, 4, probably week 4 or 5, and maybe against the Packers. That's when we'll see Dalton out. I want to see Fields play the Packers, but I don't think we're going to see that.
We probably won't see Dalton out until Nagy's out. That's probably the hard truth, is like if you start 0-4, 0-5, or whatever, however long the owners of the Chicago Bears, it takes them to realize this is not our guy. He clearly can't see that there's something going on right now.
And you can tell the owner was disappointed.
As everybody, every Bears
fan. You can see her disappointment face. Alex is saying he's going to start against the Lions. That's the thing. If they win against the Bengals, Dalton will stay the starter. But if they lose against the Bengals, then it's like, all right, you're done.
Lose against the Bengals, and you got the Browns the following week, and then you like, come on, man. Like, there's just so much going on against them. But enough about that. I mean, we know who should be a starter and who isn't, clearly because of stupid reasons. Final rookie, and man, we've gone on this segment way too long. But let's do it as quick as we can. Mac Jones, the final rookie. Overall, I'll tell you, and this is not just my biased opinion because I'm a Pats fan, I think he was the best rookie out this weekend. You think otherwise? I was like, you think otherwise? Please tell me.
That's my point. That's my.
Why you've been saying that?
I'm the same way. I'm in the same way. Like he balled out. Like he can carry that offense, and I believe Cam Newton said the same thing. The reason why they released me was because he'll feel uncomfortable. So.
Well, Cam has his own reasons. He can talk to his daddy about that more on YouTube. That's just, by the way, it's just weird for him to be the one interviewing you and not have someone else do it. Anyways, overall, I mean, it's just, I think Mac Jones, he kept his composure. It wasn't like he was overhyped, overexcited about stuff. I mean, you saw when he threw the touchdown to Nelson Aguilar, he didn't even want the fucking ball. He kept giving it back to Aguilar. Aguilar tried to give it back. He kept giving it back to him, and he was just, he's like, I've been here before, maybe not at this level, but I do have 3 national rings, even though I only won 1, because I had other guys like Tua and Jalen Hurts and other guys, lead me to other chips. But he kept his composure. And I think the fact that he didn't cause any turnovers, those all belong to my running backs. Damien Harris was tired. Let's be honest. So can we be honest? The man ran for over 40 damn times. Like he was exhausted, like 100 yards, and he just got tired at the end. And they had a good chance to win in that game, and just unfortunately is what it is. The fact that it was a 17-16 game, that's what old school Pats. Keep the score low, keep it close, try not to make too many mistakes. And if you make mistakes, it's not. Make sure it's don't do it. But. This is the first game back for a lot of guys, especially like the Pats defense that was out for COVID. They didn't get to play the whole games, of course, during the preseason, stuff like that. So I think Mac Jones played overall good, and I think he's going to look really good against the Jets. I'm not there yet as feeling like, oh, yeah, he's the next Tom Brady. He's the next Tom Brady. I'm going to buy his jersey. I'm going to say he's the next 7-time champions. But he's definitely fitting the system right. He's fitting the system right with Bill, and that's what you need, right? That's what you just need for your quarterback to be what in sync with your offensive coordinator, with your head coach, with the team. Team looks like they love him. So, I mean, I can't wait for the next game. Any final thoughts on Mac?
No, I liked him. I like where he's heading. I like the receivers that he connected with. I like Jacoby Myers, man. Like, he looks great. Like, yes, they're all raw. They're not used to playing with Mac Jones, but it's going to come in time. But I think he had the best performance. After that, if we're going down the road, it would be him and then I think it would be tied between Burrow and Zach Wilson, and then after that, I would say Fields, and then Lance.
You're talking about rookie of the year?
No. I'm saying like
Just young
the
guys.
QBs. Yeah, I'm just saying like the QBs, how they're
In general.
ranking them down. I believe it was Mac Jones, then Burrow, Lance. No, Burrow. Sorry, not Burrow. Damn, do you know what, man? I'm tired. I'm hungry. No, I'm saying it would be Mac Jones, and then Trevor Lawrence, then Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, and Lance from number 1 to 5 on their performances for week 1.
Hold on. This man, Alex, just said Mac Jones is what lost the game, and Cam would have won versus the Dolphins. Excuse you? What game did you see?
He did beat the Dolphins last season.
Okay, yeah. So what? Mac didn't actually make any mistakes. What did Mac do? I mean, Mac threw for 281. He only got sacked once. He didn't fumble the ball. He didn't really make the mistakes. I mean, the mistakes came from Stevenson, who fumbled, and Damien Harris, who fumbled. Jono Smith fumbled after he got thrown in the air, and luckily we were able to recover it. I'm not sure where you think Mac is what lost in the game. Do I think Cam, and he goes and says Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless would have to agree with me. I mean, okay, that Cam would have won. Okay, cool. Cam isn't gonna, get them to the playoffs, and I can clearly use last year as evidence. The fact he's also on the team is because the man can't even get himself vaccinated and know the damn rules of the vaccination. And so now he's off the team, and who's gonna pick him up? It ain't Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera ain't gonna get him, and he needs a QB, backup QB. He ain't gonna get him. So what? Yes, okay. Cam probably could have won the game. You're probably right, Alex. You're probably absolutely right. Cam might have won the game. Probably still be under 500 at the end of the season. With Mac Jones, his composure, a guy who's actually can throw probably touchdown passes rather than just run them in, because I know Cam can't throw touchdown passes anymore. He can't even get double digits out of last year. So I don't know. I don't think Mac lost in the game. I mean, you want to say Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless would have agreed with you? They also agree with me. They said he was the best rookie QB out there, and he freaking looked good. So it says he held on to the ball too long. There's a couple of plays where he had some guys deep and didn't throw it. Maybe he didn't trust his arm right there, and that's fine. I mean, I've seen Cam throw the ball far. He tries to throw it deep right, and it goes in the fucking middle because he can't fucking aim. The accuracy is like horrible. So no. Let's not like bash Mac on something that he clearly didn't do. He feels comfortable what he can do, and that's what makes him perfect for Bill, because Bill doesn't want those mistakes. So, Art, any thoughts on what Alex is saying?
I mean, he's a rookie quarterback. I don't think Bill Belichick wanted him to throw the ball long, just like they didn't want Lance or Fields to throw the ball long either. They don't trust them to make those decisions yet. But yet again, out of all the rookies, I believe Matt was the best one. And like I said, Trevor Lawrence was in the second, and so was Zach Wilson. They were kind of tied there. And then after that, it was the other ones that just played 1 or 2, 3 snaps. That's it.
I mean, we're talking about, you want to throw it to Xavier Howard. You want to throw it towards Eric Rowe, who knows the Patriots playbook because he was there for years. Nah. Yeah, be smarter than that. And that's why the game was 17-16. If this was, someone else leading the team, I don't know. I think the last time I saw him against the Dolphins, they took the L. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's move on, Art. Real quick, let's go on to Browns and Chiefs. That was a game. That was close. The former champs versus the Browns. And I'm going to tell you right now, and Marco would disagree with me if he was on here right now, I think Browns had the better game.
They did. They did.
They just took the L. I think that they had the perfect game plan to start, and then everything started crumbling down when freaking the punter, of all people, the punter drops and fumbles the ball and gives Patrick Mahomes 15, 20 yards to work with, and then it's just like that. Like, bro, all momentum. Like you kept that fan base on the sides. You shut their mouths, and you're doing good. And Nick Chubb is looking great running the ball. Kareem Hunt gets a 2-point conversion. He runs in for a touchdown. They look good. The Browns look really good. Baker Mayfield is not making mistakes. And
And the
then
punter.
the punter, and then to end the game with Baker throwing the freaking interception. I don't think he was trying to throw it away. I think he was trying to beat Patrick Mahomes and Pendejo. Your thoughts on the game?
I did not watch the game. I was
You
putting tile on my kitchen. No, but I did see the highlights, and it was a great. It wasn't a disappointment. When we did our predictions, I had said that the Browns were going to win the game over the Chiefs. The Chiefs were going to go 0-1. And I remember you were like, I don't know, maybe. Marco was like, no, they're going to go undefeated. But the Browns did go into the game the same way that they were playing last season. So their play scheme of last season, it wasn't a joke. It's an actual playbook that they're going to follow. So their O-line is great. Their defense is great. And I think they're going to make it far.
Do you think we see them going against the Chiefs again in the playoffs?
They're not playing again.
You don't think so?
No. Is that the only game that they're playing right now?
Right. They're not division rivals.
Dang, I would want to see another game for the division. Not for the division, but for on the playoffs. Yeah, on the conferences. I would want to see them, and I do believe the Browns beat the Chiefs.
Damn, that's strong words right there. I won't go that far, but I think it's definitely a wake up call because I think the Chiefs still, but they will just say fuck it, we are the best. Throw the ball anywhere and we'll catch it. Tyreek will be there, Kelsey will be there, yada yada yada. They said it themselves after the game, but I just think the Chiefs O line and defense is still suspect to me. And I think the Browns are doing a really good job, getting past them. I mean, the fact that Nick Chubb had an open field to run to basically skip into the end zone is just nonsense to me. Like, dude, this is not the Chiefs that's been playing for years. You got to remember, yes, their O-line got ravaged and then they got replacements, but those replacements aren't better than the guys they are replacing.
No.
So I think the Chiefs have a tough road ahead of them. Either way, I think I said 13-4. Marco was mad.
Do you think they lose against the Ravens this coming week?
No, that's not a team I picked for them to lose to. I think I'm trying to remember exactly who. I mean, before the Packers were in my prediction of them starting 10-0. I had the Packers beating them, the Bills, the Chargers on one upset, and I forgot who was the other team, but I have them going to 13-4, and I'm gonna stick to that. I'm not gonna take that away. I mean, after all, this week, we had we had teams that I thought would be better lose, but we'll bring that up at the end if anything. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I think the Chiefs still look good, but they're not invincible. But contain Hill the best you can, which is not an easy thing to do.
I'm going to call this week's game, man. I think the Ravens beat the Chiefs, man. Because I think Lamar wants a payback after his fumble on the last minute.
Lamar's been owned, though. This is the thing. Lamar's been owned by the Chiefs, bro. Like, it's not even like a question. Like, the score might say it's closer than what it was, but truly in the beginning all the way to the end, it's a beatdown, and it's like Lamar just trying to make something up. The defense is like, all right, we'll let you get this far, but you won't actually come close enough to beat us. I don't trust the Ravens, and losing Marcus Peters is just such a blow to the team. I know we've already said like they lost all their running backs basically, but they'll make that up. Sir. for you audio listeners only out there, Alex says Kansas City Chiefs, the 2019 champions, are going to go 3-3 in the division. I need, Alex, for you to tell in the chat who you actually believe is going to beat them those 3 times. Is it the Charger twice? Is it each team twice? What is it? Because, wow, you're asking Marco to debate you, and I love it. Marco, get yourself on here soon because we need you back on here to discuss this. This is hilarious. Um, Jeez. Anyways, we'll move on from that one for now. Maybe we'll see his list in the future. Maybe Art, you got something, but we'll move on from that. Aaron Rodgers, Mister wants to be Jeopardy host himself. God, what a way to
What
make
a
a statement.
performance.
What a way to make a solid statement saying I'm back and I do not give a fuck. That's literally how we played. Like, I do not give a fuck. Like, wow. I'm over here thinking the Saints aren't going to do good. They can't hold a run against Aaron Jones. Aaron Rodgers is going to freaking pick him apart. He's angry as fuck. They're going to start 10 0. And holy shit, did he drop some chicken shit on a chicken salad? My God. Like, wow. What happened? What the fuck happened?
It was the last dance. No, he had a really, really bad game. Like, it was horrendous. I never seen the Packers play that bad offensively and defensively in a long time. Like, I know they
We
did that
kind of saw
against.
last year, but yeah,
It
I
was
guess
against Tampa, right?
yeah.
And what happened after that?
I mean, they did get enough to get into get a
So
rematch, but my God.
I don't know if they're gonna bounce back this game against the Lions unless they do the same
Are
thing
they?
that do the same thing that the 49ers did and they just play it too safe. But I know for sure that offense and defense got chewed out over what they did. It was a joke of a game. I started watching the beginning and then I was like, you know what, this is a joke. And it was on the pack. It wasn't a fun game to watch. It was a blowout.
Oh man, I focused my shit on red zone because I was like, "This is what you're gonna provide me." And then of course I switched. I had two TVs. I had one on red zone and I had the other one on Chiefs and Browns. And just like the other side, you're gonna show me this? No, fuck that shit. I'm out of here. Like
Yeah, it
no.
was bad. It was a joke.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers threw for 133. He got 2 picks, no touchdowns. He got sacked once. I mean, fuck. Jordan Love got sacked once. But he looked a little more composed. And I'm not saying, hey, start Jordan Love over Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying, like, come on, Aaron. Like, this is not the fact that they also, I mean, give props to the Saints. Give a lot of props because, one, they chose a location that Aaron sucks to play at. He can't play in Florida. Clearly, that's what it is. He just can't play in Florida. He
He's
can't
not
play
used to the
against.
temperature.
He can't. Yeah, he's just in the frozen tundra, and he fucking got warmed the fuck up, and he's just like, I thought this was what Hawaii was preparing me for, and apparently that's not the case, right? Um, Jameis Winston threw for 5 touchdowns, but the man only threw for 148. Before that last touchdown arc, he wasn't even at 100 yards of passing yet. Like, they made Jameis Winston look good, and we know that realistically, like, I don't think that he's going to be all that in a bag of chips. Um, do you put any blame on Rodgers? Do you put blame on Matt LaFleur? Do you put blame on the organization? What do you put the blame on this guy?
It's the whole media and everything. It was all the drama. No one was in their right head. Roger, it's honestly all, at the same time as Roger's fault. You know, like he did not was in the camp. Like he wasn't like it's the same conversation that we had with Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jags. You know, they didn't have that captain to lead them, to lead their wide receiver and say, okay, let's be composed. Rodgers lost his composure, and who was the leader? That's it. Like he did not complete that many completions or throws to Adams. Like that's your wide receiver one who's always there no matter what. Aaron Jones, same thing. Like you have another great player, great running back, pass catcher that will get you yards. You're not using them. Like you lost your composure because you were too hot. You yet again, you did not practice. You were out of camp. You didn't care. So he will bounce back because I know he doesn't. If he wants to play on another team, he doesn't want to go with a shitty record with the Packers after doing this.
I don't know. That's true. I don't think he. I think at this point, I mean, he'll put me wrong in this alliance, but I think he doesn't care where he goes to because he knows that anywhere else, if they treat him right, he'll ball out for them. I think that's what it is at the end of the day. He just wants respect.
So do you think if he goes to like not saying that if the Jets were to pick him up, that was the only team to pick him up, do you think he would go to the Jets and ball out if they treat him right?
I'll say Washington because Washington needs a QB. I won't say Jets, right? I'll say like that. Like I think like Ron Rivera will treat him good. Like I think the organization will treat him good. They'll spoil the fuck out of him because they haven't had a real good QB in like 5 years. I mean, or even longer than that. But I mean overall, like
I think if he wants to stick it to the Packers, you would just cancel your contract, whatever happens.
Well, he's getting traded after this year. He's getting traded.
Like, oh no, I know he's getting traded, and they're not going to trade him to the same division. But
no, they're trading him out of conference.
If I was Rodgers, I would, you know what, like, all right, I'm out. And then whatever team you get traded for, hey, I'm out of there too. I want to go back to my divisions and go play for the Bears. Joking, nah. But I don't know, man. It was a disappointment.
I mean, it made it the Saints look good, and Marco's feeling good right now because he has the Saints win the division, and just
Nah, I don't think the Saints. I don't think the Saints are gonna do anything. I think it was just they play a really shitty team.
Yeah. And then right here, real quick, I'll bring it out. Alex, your fellow Bears, compadre, it says, "Love seeing what's going on in Green Bay." Y'all would, right? I mean, regardless, like you want to see them fail so that way your team rises. Unfortunately, your organization sucks. They don't want to put Justin Fields up there. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So, anyways,
the Vikings lost this week too, right? Or they win?
The whole team, the whole division lost. Vikings lost in overtime against the Bengals. Lions lost against the 49ers. The Bears lost Sunday Night Football against the Rams. Packers got demolished by the Saints. Nobody looked good in that division. So, I mean, we talked about it already. That division has the toughest schedule going forward, the whole season long. So, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Green Bay, you got a problem. You better fix it quick because if not,
you're the next Houston.
You don't want to be the next Houston. All right, Art. And for our main event, final topic of the night, Monday Night Football. We started with a banger with the Cowboys and Bucks, and we ended with a banger for Raiders and Ravens. Like, what a freaking way to end Week 1!
Raider Nation.
You gotta love it. In the new stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Like, just wow. Give me your thoughts on the game.
Before that, I remember I texted you right before the game started, and I said, "Can you imagine if we get an upset?" And what did you say?
What did I say?
You were like, "Oh no, it's not gonna happen. I doubt that. The Raiders are not gonna do that." And what happened? The upset.
Is that what I said? God damn. Are we gonna get an upset? And I said, nope. Yeah, I think that was my fantasy side, hoping that Mark Andrews would ball out and for one of my teams and he'd do good. And yeah, that. But is it really an upset at that point? Like, let's be honest. Like, the fact that
the game was not an upset. It was an upset for the Ravens, but overall the game was. I think it was great.
But my thing is, was it though? Because at that point, you've already lost Matt Judon to the Pats in free agency. You freaking lost Marcus Peters, season-ending injury. You lost Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. I think there's a third running back too that got hurt, and they're all out for the season. It's just, at that point where if we have the Raiders down here and we have the Ravens up here, it gives them a little more even, right? Like so it's not really to me an upset because at that point they're more even. That's why I think when it's Ravens versus Chiefs, it's not going to be close. But I think the Raiders looked good, and it was just a fantastic game. They went back and forth. Overall, I mean, I think you told me for the most part you weren't watching until the end. You were just like, "What the hell's going on?" And you turn on the TV and just chaotic, So
I watched the beginning of it, and then I watched before halftime, and then I was like, "All right, whatever this game is, it's getting there." And I kept getting the notifications on my phone. I saw whenever the the Ravens kicked that field goal and they sealed it. I was like, all right, that's it. But then they came back and then tied it up with the field goal. That's when I started
37
watching
seconds.
it. Yep. I was about to go to sleep. I was like, all right, the game is over. And then I look up, overtime. I was like, wait a minute. This is great. So those last, 11 minutes of the overtime was just perfect. I think
10
it
minutes,
was
10 minutes.
10 minutes. It was just the best roller coaster of emotions that you could have had on a game. It was great. It was similar to the 49ers and Lions game whenever they came back, except the Raiders did come back and they tied it up and then they won. Especially after calling the, hey, you guys won, and then reviewing the play and saying, oh, you're short one line, throwing the interception, doing the fumble, and then throwing the touchdown. It was, like I said, it's a bunch of emotions going on now.
I mean, think about what you just said right now. Like you got a team that, God, it was just back and forth the rest of the way. Like those every drive from like since the Raiders touchdown to tie it up 17-17, it was just back and forth, back and forth. You got the Ravens with 6 plays, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. They get a touchdown. Raiders come back and say, no, we're not done. You get a touchdown. Freaking Ravens say, no, we're going to run the clock. We're going to beat you down. We're going to leave you 37 seconds left, and we'll make a field goal. We're up by 3. You can't do it. Not with our defense that we think is like fantastic. Not with Marlon Humphreys. And then freaking Derek Carr says, nah, hold my beer real quick. Throw it to Hunter Renfrow. And just that sideline run to the side. And, bro, he set that out of bounds.
On that one for the kick?
The one where they throw it to Renfrow and he's on the sideline on the left side, he stepped on the bounds. They caught it on the right. He did.
Did they?
He did. Yeah, they didn't catch it. But if you watch the SVP afterwards, he even caught it too. And I saw it during the game replay, and I was like, oh no, they missed it. They didn't. No one challenged it. No one questioned it. He stepped out of bounds. It was clear and obvious. But anyways, and they make a field goal. It's a tie. Now we got overtime and. Bro, what I always say go for heads. On the coin flip, always go for heads. And they went tails, and the freaking Raiders got it. Then, hold on, I'll finish real quick, and I'll let you go. And then you go all the way down to the field. You freaking do fantastic work. You're at the 1 after a close touchdown. And then your freaking right guard, again, false starts. And then you have a chance. You have an open player. You have Willie wide open, and it just bounces off the helmet. He's wide open. Give it to his chest, and he's in for the touchdown. Give him that slant. He's in. It's over. But it bounces off the helmet. Interception. You think the Ravens got it, and then a fumble. Lamar's second fumble of the night, and it's just chaotic scene. And then you just finish it with the field goal. And what madness it was for this game. It was fantastic. It's a banger. What a banger. To end of week 1, to start of the season, it's a banger. Yeah. Go ahead with your thoughts.
No, talking about that, I believe there was a lot of games where there were a lot of calls missed that could have been challenged and would have put the teams ahead. And I just don't think a lot of the coaches were like, oh, I'm going to challenge that. I don't know if it's just because it's week 1, they don't want to start challenging plays, or they want to see how the refs are going to start.
I think that Renfrow one was actually in overtime, and then they couldn't challenge, so it was all up in New York who could call it, or the officials upstairs. So they couldn't challenge it. That was actually in overtime, not in fourth quarter. But yeah, I got what you're saying. They got a little scared and they didn't do it. He says, "Don't forget about my Redbirds." I think he means the Cardinals. Cardinals look good. Cardinals look real good. Now, you got any thoughts on that? Because they shut down Derrick Henry. They shut down Ryan Tannehill. They made Julio Jones throw a punch and it cost them 15 yards. I mean, do you got any quick thoughts on that? Or do you want to – let's finish up with the Raiders. And then
they did the same thing, man. It was the same thing as the Packers-Saints game, man. Like, we both thought that the Titans were going to go out with Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, Derrick Henry, and do something. Man, Tannehill could not do anything to save his life.
Tannehill cannot. Damn, man. It's just what 5 sacks from Chandler Jones, the brother of UFC former UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones. I mean, just former champion himself with the Patriots. Just a beast. And he wants a contract extension. He wants to get paid. And damn, what a way to start the season to say, "Give me my money, bitch. Give me my money." Anything else from the week one that stood out to you, Alex? You too. If you got anything, anybody got anything to say about week one?
No, man. I think it was a great week, for football to start and seeing how people react to that. We're seeing that a lot in our fantasy league. Like how it's week one, a lot of the players did not perform the way they should have performed. But yet again, it's betting. You're betting on their stats. So I know I had Aaron Jones, and I was hoping for him to ball out, and hey, it was a dud. But hey, I was excited. I'm excited for week two just to see how some of these teams that actually the underdogs perform against other teams. See how if they fix anything or if it's the same thing, because then we're gonna see. Okay, that was a great team that we saw last year, and it was just one-time thing, or like we saw with the Browns, they came in and said, we have a statement to make from last season.
Yeah, I mean, just nonsense. God, there was a team I wanted to give props to, but I forgot. The Steelers. The Steelers. My God. Big Ben does not look good in the first half. He definitely showed out in the second half. And man, they kept that pressure on Josh Allen. They made Josh Allen leave the MVP conversation for now because he's not welcomed in there right now. Russell Wilson looked good, but again, like I always say, he always looks good the first 8 games. After that, he kind of just disappears. What's it called? I mean, hey, there it is, Art. That's one game for Tyler Lockett to look good, and I think he's going to disappear for the next few games. But everyone's different. Yeah, he does that. So who knows? Any big predictions for this weekend? For this week?
I want to make some ball predictions, man. So looking at the games, let's see, week schedule. So week 2. Let's see who's playing week 2. Trying to pull it up. Okay, so Giants, Washington. Who do you have winning?
Washington.
Okay. Same. Raiders, Steelers.
Oh, is it in Pittsburgh?
I believe it's.
If it's Pittsburgh, it's Steelers.
At Pittsburgh.
Okay, Steelers.
Okay. I would like to see an upset. I want to see the Raiders do what they did with the Ravens and see if what we saw was a fluke or if it's actually true. So I'm hoping for the Raiders to win this one. 49ers, Eagles.
49ers.
Okay, same. Texans, Browns.
Browns.
Okay. Broncos, Jags.
Broncos, Jags. Broncos.
Okay. Saints, Panthers.
Saints or Panthers? Panthers.
I'm going same. Rams, Colts.
Rams, Colts. Rams. I don't think the Colts are ready yet. I think they're still too hurt.
The Bills and the Dolphins.
Bills.
Patriots, Jets.
Pats.
I would want to see the Dolphins beat the Bills again. I don't think they're going to do it, but that would be a one of those upsets that we saw in week 1 happening in week 2.
I don't know if I got that. I mean, that's a little loco, I think, personally, but it's just
Patriots, Jets. The Jets.
You better sit down, boy. You better sit down with that idea. No, it's Pats.
Bengals, Bears.
Bengals.
Okay. I want to give the Bears that, but the way that they were playing, I don't know. I see the Bengals pulling out. Falcons, Bucks.
Bucks.
Cardinals, Vikings.
Cardinals.
Okay. Seahawks against the Titans.
Seahawks against the Titans. Oh, Titans. I think they redeemed themselves.
Yeah, I think they redeemed themselves too. Chargers against the Cowboys.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think the Chargers take it.
Who's at home?
Chargers.
They're in Chargers? They're not in
At Los
Dallas?
Angeles. Nope.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna say Cowboys.
All right. Chiefs, Ravens. I want the Ravens.
Chiefs.
Okay. Lions, Packers.
Packers for now.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. So we were different on Chiefs, Ravens, Cowboys, Chargers, Bills, Dolphins, and the Raiders, Steelers. And then Alex is saying the Cowboys win it.
Yeah, and he threw his other pick for Thursday Night Football as well. He said the Giants over
Giants.
Washington. I think that Washington's just a better team.
He wants Barkley to ball out.
he's standing by what he said that he thinks Saquon's gonna ball out. Nah, man. Now against that Washington front seven, Chase Young is gonna hunt down Saquon.
And I'm even scared about the Washington. You know, with that other quarterback, I don't know how some of the players are gonna act out. Who knows? They may rely on Gibson a lot. So
you mean Heineke?
Yep.
Nah, they love Heineke, bro. They love Heineke. I think they wanted him to start over Ryan Fitzpatrick, and it's just, it is what it is. No, they're not going to feed Saquon, bro. They can give Saquon the ball all he wants. The tree chunks are weighing him down too much, and he doesn't have the freaking the next gear anymore. I feel like, especially with the O-line, that O-line is not going to allow him to get into second gear, bro. He's nah, bro. I mean, you're not going to win fantasy. You're 75 points in week 1 proved that. So don't even trip, Alex. Don't even trip. It's like Saquon ain't winning, bro. So don't worry about it. But anyways, that was a good episode, Art. A lot of fun topics. I think the rookies ended up taking over a lot of our time, which, gosh, it just happens. When we talk football, we just lose track of everything. When you try to keep an episode within 40 minutes and it still goes over an hour, it's just not going to happen. Any other final plugs or any other thoughts right now before we bounce off?
Nah, man, I'm good. Y'all know where you can find me at Beach by My Eye. So, dang, bold prediction. Daniel Jones throws for 3 touchdowns. All right, we'll see if they don't get.
Here's my bold prediction. He throws for 3 picks too.
He gets sacked 3 times.
All right, guys. Well, as you know, this is Art. Follow him at Beach Run, like you said, as you said. Follow Alex, who is on the comments today. You can follow him at Alex_De-La-Cruz _54, if I'm not mistaken. Follow his business, AJ Sock World. They make like tie-dye socks. I want to say it correctly for him. And then he's even made shirts for the soccer team that he coaches for the the young kids out there. So check it out. I put Sock Word on the damn freaking banner down here. I'll fix that in just a bit. It's Sock World, guys. Sock World. Follow them. Give them a like. Give them a follow. Same with Art. Does great work. He doesn't show it yet on Instagram, but he will soon enough. And believe you me, he does good shit. And of course, you can follow me at Jose Luis _1990 on Instagram. At Jose Garza Jr. 10 on Twitter. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Puro Pinche Sports Podcast and on Twitter at Pinche Sports Pod. Guys, for Art, for Alex, for myself, we are Puro Pinche Sports, and we are out.